Good morning. Saturday, August 3rd. Got up and the putty I'd put in the wall was dry, but I tried so much to just get it only in the hole. Of course it has nothing to support with doing that. Duh, but I wanted it to work. So it didn't, so I put more putty on there. A wider area so that it has something to support with. I'm gonna have to let that dry. Maybe another coat, sanding between. Going out that far means I'm then gonna have to probably try and paint it. The mistake there, because I tried using the little bitty level that is not sufficient, is making a lot more work. Oh well. Rather do it right than have to stare at it wrong. So I will. But anyways, I got the putty in there. Now I'm headed over to Mom's. Yet again, we're doing a little bit of garage sailing this morning. So we got into one sale. Mom has filled her trunk and her back seat.
Will you open that so I can put this in here? And she's looking for room to find for the next.
She spent $55 of her $60 budget for the morning at the first sale.
And it was perfect.
They did very much have her style stuff. I spent a quarter though. I got a little folded up poster from Harry Potter book art. It was apparently a Target exclusive. I don't much mind, care for posters that are folded up, but it was a quarter. I was like, quarter's not too much. Mom was like, $55 isn't too much.
Gosh, just one thing in there is worth that, though. It's. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you so much. That was incredible fun. And
She's had a good morning thus far. Mom wasn't done. She came home to empty her trunk, get more money, and we're back out because $55 just isn't enough for one morning. I don't know, I'm about spent. I spent a quarter. So maybe another hour later, Mom's given up on trying to find anything else. She can't beat that first sale. So we're gonna go to Jason's Deli. Assuming Jason will let us, I know it's his, but I'm sure he's inviting folks in or something. And so I could add a one-time trip to the salad bar to a sandwich for cheaper. So I made it count. I got salad over here and pickles and pasta and corn muffins and eggs and a garlic toast. And so for the sandwich I got they called it the bigger, better BLT. Basically it's a BLT and there's like an egg on it, which would make it both bigger and probably better. And they got free ice cream, so I'm gonna get a little dessert. Mom's apparently getting a couple desserts because she's talking about giving up dessert here soon, so she's got to get 3 containers right now while she can, eh? That's exactly how that works, yeah. That was good.
Yes, it was.
Enjoyed it. So I had a fun morning out with Mom. But I'm back home and I got to throw off a little bitty corner of sandpaper because I just got those 2 little spots to sand. Then I'll probably put another coat of mud on them. Let that dry. Sand it again. Hopefully the paint that I have in the container from where I moved in is still good and I can put a little of that on there. Wait for that. Basically the spot where I messed up on there, I'm trying to fix it right. So I've been relaxing a bit. I actually thought and decided for the time being an arrangement to decorate the shelf. Old DM screen up top, one of the DM screens for 5e in the bottom, and then a bunch of just core rulebooks for different game systems, none of which I played, along the middle. I was like, let's just do that for a start. That'll be good for Monday. It looks nice. Doesn't look half done. It looks like it's intentional, and I'll think about further things later. And I just sanded what should be the final coat on these and pulled out the big container of paint. Now I have a small can of paint somewhere, I think. And that one obviously was mostly empty, so there was a lot of air in there. Paint may be messed up, but I'm gonna open it. Hopefully the paint's still usable, because I just need to touch up little bits, and I'd rather not open up a new can to use that much and close it up. If that's still good, it'll obviously be better. And wonderful, the paint worked fine. It's still good. I've definitely separated, but just mixed it up. I put a coat on there. Technically, that paint required like 3 or 4 coats to really cover. I'm thinking I'm just going to give it a single coat because most of the area that I mudded will be behind the actual shelf. So 1 coat should be fine because it's not really going to be seen. But I got that done, so the paint will dry, and then I'll be able to try again. And so wanting to accomplish more, thinking, okay, I have to wait for things to dry before I can continue on that shelf. And I don't want to do the shelf in the bathroom until I'm doing both of them at the same time. But I did get these, and I can put one of them up on the billies. And I'm thinking, I might split up the Doctor Who section, because it's pretty easy. This here is a DM screen, and it looks like it takes up more space than it does, but it can just be folded in with these, which could be moved over to the other shelf pretty easily. So I can clear that space real quick. So I might do that. Basically, I'm needing a shelf to put that up on, so I'm trying to figure that out. And so as I was messing with things, I actually changed my mind, and instead of getting rid of the shelf that I had there, I took the shelf that I had the other Doctor Who stuff here and moved it up where it is now just tall enough for a pop box. It's fine. And then cut off most of the Lord of the Rings shelf. Largely because there was really only 1 book that was taking up the height there, and I could just put it on its side. And I think I can pretty much still have everything how it was. I'm not having to come up with a whole redesign. I just basically have to move 1 book to its side there, and the Doctor Who shelf moves this book from that shelf to this one. So with those couple changes, it's basically the same. So I'm going to get things set back how they were. And there we go. So I got things put back. This shelf and this one are very much similar. This one's technically a little shorter. All the same stuff is on here, just the 1 book sideways, and I've added space to show off HeroQuest. Of course, I still want to get better and better copy of that. Yeah, that's only one of my copies. That's really the partial copy. I have the other up there. I have another one of those shelves, because I got 2 since they were only $5. I don't really know if or where I'll put that. But that was the one that I knew I wanted to get up. I knew I wanted to have one to try and show off HeroQuest, because I like that. That's so now it's there, and that'll be sort of, again, like something similar to this, only obviously table in the middle, but is like similar to the shot for my gaming channel. And so now we get all these shelves over here. We now have HeroQuest in the background. So when I'm doing my gameplay sessions, it's improved the background of that, and I'm pleased. That was the goal. That was a big part of the goal of I want to make a trip to IKEA, was to be able to improve the background of that shot. And I think I've done so. So wonderful. Now there have been some talks. There's been talks of possibly getting to go out to eat with some buddies pretty soon. I think maybe Nick, maybe Ryan. I'm gonna try and follow up with them and see if we're actually going somewhere. And so apparently we're getting Mexican food. That should be good. And I open the menu as if I'm really making any decision at all. I get the same thing every time. Because it's so good, and I don't get to come here often enough to have the luxury. Yeah, it's like by the time I get here next, I'm like, I want to have that again. I mean, if we got Mexican more often, maybe I'd be like needing to try something new, but not get it nearly that often. We have food. And so that was a fun little distraction. Getting to spend a little time with friends. But I'm back home, and I've actually, once I got the first one done, I put the level on it, looked at it, and it still seemed off. It's funnier to show you without saying anything first. Anyways, so I moved it off again, and I'll give it a second layer of paint since I'm going to have to wait. I actually decided to patch the other, because the bottom one was less off level, but I decided it was enough off level that it's... it'd be better to go through the hassle and the work right now than have it be slightly off for the rest of the time I live here, until I move out. Because I don't want to redo it later. I'd rather just put in the effort and get it right now. Fortunately, these are good. I got that up. All the stuff in the gaming room is good, so on Monday I can, you know, there's no stress for that. I can game with my buddies, and it looks nice now in here. Yeah, I ended up deciding I'm going to redo both of those shelves in there. Which, if I'd have made that decision originally, I could have been doing both of them at once, and it could be ready. But I tried to be lazy and only redo one, and it came back to bite me. Oh well. And so while that's drying, curing, whatever, I brought the ECAT in here. Figure I'll get that put together. And this is actually coming together a lot easier than I would have thought. This is a super easy one. It's got all these little pegs pre-built in and keyholes, and you basically just put it in, level, you know, use a mallet to level it out, and it's just coming together. I'm probably a third done, and it's been about maybe 5 minutes. Give me a few more minutes. And there's, we'll call them extra parts in here. This is designed, you can buy extra parts, and I knew of if you wanted to give it feet, and I didn't. And you could buy extra parts if you wanted to, like, mount it, like, up on the wall. But these are if you just want to set it up against a wall and secure it so it's safe. That won't work because the back of this is going against a mirror, so I can't screw it into the mirror. But yeah, that'll work. And the idea for it, you see, you know, it's going against the mirror. I'm not sure if I actually showed the spot, but it's right here. I think this is ugly. It's just random stuff sitting here. So the idea is to replace this with the cabinet. And get rid of that milk carton. Okay, I'm glad with what I did. So I took that bin, everything except the hanging folders out of it. And I took this cabinet, which has had a bunch of random binders, folders, all the paperwork from all the like IKEA stuff I've put together. I took everything other than those hanging folders from both of those spots. I moved the center shelf up to the highest notch. It was in the middle one. And all of that just fit on the bottom, which for one, gives this thing enough weight that it's as long as I don't put heavy stuff on the top shelf, it's good. Because it's definitely weighting down the bottom, so it's a lot of paper. But it also means that, well, I have to find somewhere for the hanging folders, probably in the closet, but that this becomes a cabinet for more clothes. So I've kind of used these as like clothes. It's where I keep my shirts. And theoretically, this top section has been like that, but I have to always shove things in there with so much force that I started just keeping all my shirts in the laundry basket. Now I have another spot for shirts. I got more space for them. Should be able to now actually put them in the, put them where they go, basically. So that's cool. Otherwise, I guess I'll clean up all the stuff on the floor from putting that together, but I got a little storage spot in the top of it that I can put something else, you know, when it comes to it. But yeah, made some progress on that. These should be dry soon. I don't quite want to know. There's still a little color to them. But soon, and then I'll be able to sand and hopefully paint. Maybe have to do another layer. I don't know. So, sanded drywall bit is good. Okay, let's paint it. Paint it. I'll also put another coat on the top ones because, you know, why not? Alright. Get down off my ladder. I turn and look up and there's a gnat walking across the paint. Now, the poor little fella decided to walk wet paint here. He walked off of it, so he's dead now. So I was like, nope, you do not get away with that, so. There we go. I was like, really? You're gonna walk right on my wet paint? That's like Pink Panther level shenanigans. I turned around and I looked back and I'm like, oh. As a kid, you never think you're gonna empathize with the big-nosed guy in the Pink Panther cartoons, but he makes a lot of sense. It's frustrating having some sort of animal come in your space, thinking they own the place. Pink Panther was a jerk. Anyways. That'll dry. By the time it does, it'll be too late to actually like be hammering or drilling on the wall. So that'll have to be put off till tomorrow. I mean, I am still glad I got this room accomplished today. And technically I got the living room accomplished today. I still have not even started the bathroom. And the kitchen, being the first room that I started, he's still undergoing repairs from the fact that I was in a learning process, but oh well. I'm gonna try and finish editing up a vlog so I can at least upload something today. And I'm gonna head to bed. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.